And thanks for tuning in to Legatum Gaming, where this week is another vendor reset. So as you guys know already, what I do every week is check out all of the safe houses in both the open world and in the dark zone, along with the checkpoints and of course the base of operations or the hub. Now I have actually checked out everywhere so far in the base of operations. The only place I haven't checked is the special equipment vendor. Now there is one weapon in here which I will show you shortly. However, so far not too great. However, stay tuned, check out the description, and all of the best weapons, gear, and mods will be in there for ease for you guys to check out. Alright, so without further ado, let's check out the special equipment vendor. Now, the only thing I've really seen is the pecan, 13% damage to targets out of cover, accurate, adept, and the third pecan talent. Now adept, of course, the adept talent itself is really good. The only problem is this is in the second slot, which means the requirements are needed. So 3,832 in both firearms and electronics, so just do be careful. You know, if you did want a pecan, this is not the best roll I've seen. However, this is probably the best weapon or gear and mod within the special equipment vendor. So my recommendation here would be to swap out accurate, and then depending on how you run or you're kind of like team, you can go ahead and put in whatever you want there. But as I do say, if you did want something from the special equipment vendor, then do check it out. However, be careful because credits are hard to come by. However, easily spent. So if you have a look here, 1248, we're dropping down to kind of like 750 here, and kind of like once you've got one piece of gear, your credits are gone. So unless you're farming every day, my recommendation would actually be to kind of like keep your credits, especially for 1.7. So unless you need something here which is really good, then I wouldn't bother at all. I mean, this tactician's vest is okay. The armor is pretty sucky. However, you could roll out stamina to electronics, but the rest of it really is not too great. So let's go ahead and check out the special blueprints vendor. Alright, what we got? Oh, classic AK-47 blueprint, Super 90 blueprint, stamina mask, stamina gloves, hollow sight, and a flash blueprint. So do check these out, guys. Check it out yourself, whatever video you're watching or whatever you're reading. If I have a blueprint already, it will not show up here, so I cannot see it again. So just do always check the special blueprint vendor just to satisfy yourself that you definitely haven't got what I can't see. However, actually not too bad. Classic AK-47 is pretty nice. Super 90 is nice. So these two are pretty good so far for this week. Has a really nice robust vest. So the armor is 1,990. Now I know that robust isn't used really at all. However, I thought I would definitely show you guys, for those people who do want to experiment before 1.7, check out the electronics on this. So 1271, so pretty much absolutely max on this. It's running maximum skill haste, enemy armor damage at 5.5%, and of course increased kill XP. So the only thing I would really change is either add in ammo capacity on this, and /or either enemy armor damage taking this out. However, I know it's not a viable vest at the second. However, for those people who do want to experiment, definitely want to check out for this week. Two pieces which I want to show you. So gunslinger gloves, armor 906. So not the best, however it is savage gloves. So firearms 1180 with critical hit chance, 986 SMG damage, and 8% skill haste. So not the best gloves. However, you could roll out firearms and increase it to kind of like 1270, 1271, whatever you want it to be. However, the only downside is you would need to run an SMG for these to be the most worthwhile gloves to use. So for those people who do want better savage gloves, do check these out. However, just as a reminder, the armor isn't too great at 906. However, not the worst. In addition, they have a pretty nice prototype electronics mod. So it's 266 electronics with 3,272 skill power. So actually a really nice mod here. So do check them out for this week. Last call. Safe House has a really nice Vector 45 for you guys to check out. So 22% critical hit chance with competent, Sustained, and Adept. So a really, really nice weapon. What you can do is roll out Sustained and then put in whatever you want. Responsive or Deadly. You know, one of these two would probably be best, maybe Brutal. However, entirely up to you. The good thing about this, Adept is in the 3rd slot, so arguably, one of the best talents you can get in the game, and it's in the 3rd slot, so it doesn't actually cost you in terms of requirements. So really, really good. Now, Competent is, of course, a really nice talent in addition. The only thing I would say to you guys is just watch out for your electronics requirement. So 3,832, so just be careful on that. However, swap out Sustained and put in one of the 3 talents I've mentioned, and this will be a really, really nice SMG for you. The Grindhouse safe house actually offers you another really good Vector 45. So this is the tactical Vector with 22.5 critical hit chance with responsive, Adept, and Unforgiving. So again, Unforgiving, really nice talent. Adept, a brilliant talent, and Responsive, again, a brilliant talent. So you probably actually don't need to change anything here, in my opinion. However, again, depending on who you run with or your team, it's entirely up to you. However, a really, really nice Vector with brilliant critical hit chance. So do check it out for this week. Alright, so we have checked out all of the safe houses in the open world, and unfortunately not the greatest start. Now I did go to West 31 in the Dark Zone, however, nothing too great here. But in West 34, they have a pretty nice enhanced AUG A3P, so why don't we continue with the SMGs at the minute? Kind of like the last 3 clips have all been them, but hey, if they're going to put them in the weekly vendor reset, then why don't I show you them? Alright, so this one is aimed at PvE. It has an 18.5% critical hit chance with Talented, Responsive, and Ferocious. Now, the reason I'm saying PvE is because Ferocious is in the 3rd slot, already unlocked. And of course, that's damage against elite and named enemies is increased by 10%. So a really worthwhile talent to have. Responsive, of course, damage is increased by 10%. So if you're facing enemies or, you know, kind of like PvE enemies, you're getting an extra 20% already if it's on elite targets. So really, really nice so far. In the 1st slot, Talented, so my recommendation is to swap out Talented and again put in whatever you want. Maybe Brutal is pretty nice for headshots here, however I'll let you guys make the choice. But all in all, a pretty nice AUG, not the best, however not the worst. Thought I would show you guys that for this week. East 64 offers you this week a reasonable prototype stamina mod. So it is rolled, of course, to stamina, and it's 249. Now it does have skill power at 3,182. So for those people who were doing kind of like a hybrid build, did want to increase their toughness, but also maintain high skill power, this is a pretty reasonable mod for you guys to check out. East 61st offers you a really, really nice high velocity magazine. Now, although it's not viable in 1.6.1, however, in 1.7 it will be really nice. Now, I have said this the last couple of weekly vendor resets, so I hope you guys kind of have took my recommendation and bought a couple. This is certainly one of the best high velocity magazines I've seen so far. So 7% crit hit chance, 4% critical hit damage, and 5.10% rate of fire. So a really, really nice high velocity magazine. Now, the reasoning behind I'm saying it's going to be pretty good in 1.7 is specifically Lone Star, unless they're going to change it up until the update, which does actually land in the middle of August. So no date yet, however, a couple of weeks away. Now, Lone Star with the talents or the 6th talent, it's kind of going to be like a 50% tag link, with kind of like unlimited reloading. So as such, you don't actually need to reload or have the motion of reloading. It's just going to be consistent straight fire. So, you know, why would you need an extended mag if you don't ever need to reload? So, you know, high velocity magazines I think are going to be a big thing in 1.7. Just watch the space. However, definitely pick one up. Okay, East 53rd offers 2 things I want to show you. Now, it's the SVD sniper rifle with 170% headshot damage, intense, Determined, and Disciplined. So this is not the best sniper, however, a pretty reasonable weapon, or especially for the next couple weeks until the update. They are going to nerf the SVD, so if you don't have sufficient credits to get it, don't grind for this. However, thought I would just quickly show you guys it. Intense is a pretty reasonable talent, or the one I would at least keep here. Determined and Disciplined. Now, Disciplined is really nice. I would swap out Determined here and put in Brutal. That way your first shot would be an automatic critical hit, pretty much an automatic or 25% fire effect, and then of course Brutal with the headshot damage. So definitely not the best sniper rifle. This is mainly for the people who really just don't have a good one and do want to get a little better one. It isn't bolt action, and it's actually semi-automatic, so do check it out if you need it. Second is the Prototype Firearms mod. Now it has 253 firearms with 3,154 health. So definitely a couple things to check out this week. East 46th offers you a converted SMG 9 with 22.5% critical hit chance, competent, unforgiving, and brutal. So 3 really good talents already. Competent I would keep. Brutal I would keep, and unforgiving, it's entirely up to you. The only problem is, depending on your build, the requirement is really high on stamina, so 4,790. You could keep this here and maybe get rid of Brutal and put Adept. It's entirely up to you. However, my personal recommendation would be to get rid of unforgiving and maybe put in kind of like Deadly or maybe Responsive here. These two would be pretty nice. Deadly would work well, especially with the natural critical hit chance on the SMG. However, I thought I would just show you this SMG at this checkpoint. Okay, East 31st. Actually, 2 really nice things. So, the SASG. So, 328% stagger with Deadly, Self-Preserved, and Brutal. Of course, we're going to keep Brutal, and we're going to keep Deadly, and get rid of the Self-Preserved. My recommendation here would be Responsive. So, you then run your shotgun with Deadly, Responsive, and Brutal, which those 3 talents are actually the best to have with an SASG. Now, I don't really want to show you this, just for the sheer fact I hate people running around with SASGs at the minute with Striker. It is so annoying. However, if everybody does it, then hopefully everybody will stop doing it. That's the mentality. However, a really, really nice SASG to check out this week. So if you see those people running around in the dark zone and you want a gun like that, then this is the one to have to combat it. Alright, and the second one, or actually I'm going to say third, so Secret Mine damage at 4%, which is the max. Now, although they are nerfing this in a couple weeks for 1.7, you can still have a little fun in the meantime. And the third is the Rugged Mini Reflex Sight, which is a 7.5% critical hit chance, 5.5% headshot damage, and 4% critical hit damage. So actually a really nice sight to have. So East 31st has 3 really nice things to check out. At DZ3 Safe House, they have a really nice custom L86. So this is an LMG with 14% damage to targets out of cover, with competent, brutal, and accurate. Now, the best thing about this is, of course, the third slot is free. So entirely up to you what you guys want to put in here. The decision is yours. My recommendation is maybe Adept or maybe kind of like Unforgiving. Depending on what you use this gun for, it's entirely up to you. However, if you are after an LMG, certainly one to check out. Alright, DZ4 Safe House offers you a really nice Prototype Firearms mod. So it's 265 firearms with a 1% critical hit chance. So for those people who do want to maximize their critical chance, it's actually a really nice firearms mod to have, because it's 265. So definitely check it out. Alright, DZ8 Safe House has 3 things I want to show you. The first being the Deadeye mask. So armor pretty good, or really good shall I say, at 966. It has 1271 firearms, which is the max, 7% enemy armor damage, and 10% damage to elites. So all in all, actually a really nice Deadeye mask. Entirely up to you what you do here. You could keep enemy armor damage, keep damage to elites. This is actually quite a nice mask already if you're running this for PvE, and I actually wouldn't change anything here. However, one to check out. The next one being the Predator's Mark holster. Now, the armor isn't great at just under 900, however, not the worst. Firearms 1203, stamina 1247, and electronics 1192. The only bonus on this is it does have skill haste. So, you know, you could swap out firearms or increase it, shall I say. Again, it's up to you. However, for those people who really are after a Predator's Mark holster, this is not too bad at all to have, but want to check out. Now, defensive gloves, 910 armor, so pretty decent. SMG already on it, with critical hit damage and critical hit chance. Now, the percentages on the critical hit damage and critical hit chance are not maxed, and actually quite bad. However, if those people who are after defensive gloves and do kind of need these quite urgently and not running Savage, I thought I would just throw it out there just on the cuff. Recommendation here is to swap out stamina and put in firearms. That way you have firearms gloves with SMG damage, critical hit damage, and critical chance all rolled into one. So 3 pieces of gear here, which I thought I would show you, so do check them out if you need to. Means it's the last stop of the night. So let's check out what they have. Now, I've picked up the Banshee Shadow Gloves, which is 954 armor, with 1231 firearms, rolled to assault rifle damage, critical hit chance, and health on kill. Now again, you know, a couple things you can do here. You can kind of like increase the firearms if you want, or change out assault rifle damage, or alternatively, and my opinion would be to take out health on kill and maybe put in like critical hit damage or skill haste, depending on your build. Considering I run with an assault rifle, it's better for me to take out health on kill and put in skill haste. However, actually really nice gloves here, so definitely want to check out. Now, that is the end of the weekly vendor reset. So, you know, you guys, if you do have any feedback on this video, you know, good or bad, you know, constructive feedback is excellent for me in the channel, so please keep that coming. A thumbs up would be greatly appreciated, and of course, a subscribe I would much love. So, you know, do check out the remainder of the videos on the channels. I do post, like, build videos. I'm actually waiting for 1.7 to come to kind of, like, get back into that. I don't find it a viable thing to conduct build videos on the game when the update is going to come in a couple of weeks. So other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video, and I hope it did save you guys some time. I hope you guys have a great day, and peace out.